Thank you first for your welcome. I think my presentation will be oriented on a little bit different things. I mean, I would like to speak also about cooperation. So, of course, the topic is on geographic information system. This is the topic of the day. But oriented on the ocean, I think the ocean is very important for Mexico, close to, in between the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. So many collaboration are in progress because of this specificity. And many collaboration are already in progress for developing about information system and all the application around related to sustainable development of this area. So it's cooperation, it's sustainable development, and it's based on geographic information system. So I pass through this slide. So I think that you have understood that I was from France. I was in fact working before for 15 years in ICT domain, in the industry and space industry. And then I switched to the maritime communities. And so the specificity makes me understanding very well your concern regarding information system and the applications, the development of application upon this information. So I work right now for the Technopole of Brest, which is a development agency. And I shall explain a little bit what it is, because this is one topic of cooperation also with Mexico. And I work also for international cooperation. So this is another reason why I am here. And now I am here also today to speak about international cooperation, because I think many presentations today have already underlined the fact that we definitely need to share our experience, our technology, and also our concern in order to be stronger together. I pass through that. I would like to pass 2 minutes on that. In fact, the Technopole is an innovation development agency which was created in the 19 in Brest to develop a new economy. Brest, you have seen the picture before. It's close to the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and the economy is mainly based on the ocean. So at this period, it was a period of economic decrease due to the decrease of military application. And the public authorities decided to create this agency to develop another form of economy based on knowledge. And to develop this form of economy, they made different trials to facilitate cooperation between research and companies in order to boost innovation. And so I shall try to illustrate through different applications how it may work, but it doesn't work only in Brest, it may work anywhere in the world. And myself, I work also with different countries in the world to analyze this possibility to boost innovation and to exploit better the research result in order to develop application and another economy. So I mean application, technology, and at the end an economy, creating company in strong collaboration between research centers, public authorities, and of course, companies. This is a point which has been illustrated already this morning by Gunnar Titze, and I think this triangle is also a point on which we could have a collaboration. It's never ended, I think. And now, the other particularity of the Technopole was that effectively the economy was based on the ocean, and they focused on 3 main topics in order to concentrate the effort of research, the effort also of the funding capabilities of the area in a topic of common interest and common economic interest. So these are the 3 main domains on which the efforts are concentrated. I mean, research centers, companies, and public authorities try to develop a program all together in order to develop new technology, to create a new economy, to boost innovation, etc., etc. So these 3 topics are marine science and technology, obviously, due to the situation of Brest, but also information technology and life science. And the combination between marine science technology and information technology, obviously today is relevant, because it is the basis of what we can develop in terms of geographic information and all the services upon information system. So research centers between both families are working strongly together in order to develop the future of this technology. One word about the Science Park in terms of model. It's just a non-profit association. So the members are from research centers, from companies, from public authorities, public institutions, and this non-profit association, of course, has a steering group and defines a program, the development program for the community. But it's non-profit. And the specificity of this agency is really to focus on the cooperation. So I spoke about cooperation in the triangle, research, enterprise, and public authorities, but also international cooperation. This to develop common vision, so this is true at local level, this is true at international level. We have the same concern when we are close to the ocean. And I think it's interesting to share this vision. So now I shall speak about geographic information system and the ocean. And first of all, I would like to remind you some points about the context, international context. And I think it's shared by many people here in the room. So there is a growing interest for the ocean, for science, but also for its resources, generally speaking, and its economy. And this situation makes also a growing concern for the health of the ocean. I mean, the decrease of the quality of the coastal areas is something which is well known. How to proceed, how to deal with this problem, and how to deal also with the impact of these changes, what we call global change, maybe climate change, we do not know, but also loss of fish stock, loss of biodiversity, etc., etc. So many, many different topics which are general concern on which people focus at the moment. And something which is also international consensus is to cooperate and to try to find jointly some solution to this problem which is truly global. So the decision to boost cooperation for sustainable development of maritime region, maritime countries, and even beyond, what we call the blue growth policies, is something which is essential to keep in mind because these are the drivers also. The drivers because the economy behind, because of this is a social problem, and I think this is something on which we can rely upon to develop our collaboration on that topic. So 2 points, the decision to boost research, to invest in research and innovation. Of course, this is something we have to keep in mind because on that field, I think that the driver for once is considered to be research and not only the exploitation of the ocean. And of course, to orient our research in order to solve some societal issues, and I think I mentioned many times already, the hazards, climate change, loss of biodiversity, risk management, etc., etc. So this can be developed at a bilateral level. I shall explain what we have done already here in Mexico, but with other countries too. And to transfer experience, and I say transfer, not exchange experience, because we learn a lot also from other countries. And also competencies, I mean, it can be also academic and professional exchanges, and technology, obviously. Better than developing the same technology everywhere over the world, it's better to think another economic model where this technology could be reused somewhere. At international level, there are 2 things which are really being well developed at the moment. One is an international network, what we call innovation network in the maritime sector, which is sustained by the United Nations IOC, especially UNESCO IOC, which is an oceanographic group of UNESCO, and also the Convention for Biodiversity, because this network is a little bit special. It's using this triangle between research, company, and public authorities to try to accelerate the acceptation of and the development of sustainable development techniques. So techniques means practice, means technology, means the application of technology, etc. Not so easy for UN bodies, finally, to make their recommendation being applied, because it's supposed to have the competencies in the different countries. It's supposed also we have the same level of, let's say, regulation, policies everywhere over the world. It's not the case. We have different cultures, we have different development slopes, sorry. So all that makes this type of network quite efficient in order to accelerate this harmonization between countries regarding development, sustainable development policy. And we also have some let's say discussion about having something which could be more efficient also to sustain project, to develop project, to find the funding for this project especially in fast developing countries. So, come back now to the topic of the day, which is a geographic information system and its relation to the ocean. Certainly you know about what is called the digital ocean since years now. The researchers are working together to develop the global information system, first of all, to have the capability to exploit different data gathered around the world, because the ocean is a common resource. So we can't deal only with local remote sensing techniques. We must have, of course, the capability to share our data around the world in order to understand the changes of the ocean and simply the process which regulates the ocean. So this research is carried out by international network and scientists, but also supported by professional associations, public authorities. So I want to illustrate the fact that cooperation between these three communities is so important in order to also have the capability to develop faster the solution to get the application, to share the information, and to get the tools to develop the decision-making systems. What is illustrated also on this picture is the fact that the ocean is a little bit complex because effectively it's global. So we need space technology. We have the only one technology capable to provide this scale of information. But we need also underwater technology. And very often we forget about this fact that the ocean is not only the surface of the ocean, but it's also mainly regulated by what's happening under the water. And on the surface of the water, we develop also some of our activities. We need also some very different technology to provide precise information regarding currents, winds, surface winds, tidals, etc., etc. So all that means that for geographic information and the response to this question, hidden behind digital ocean, we need many, many different technology and to integrate many different data. So again, cooperation. And now I shall give you 3 examples of application and cooperation program which have been developed, of course, at local level in Brest, but also in France, in Europe, because you have seen this morning that France and Germany, for instance, are working together in a European program. So it's local, France, Europe, and also obviously international. And this to give you some example about cooperation we could develop upon this experience we could share, and your experience also, which is very valuable and could be shared. The first one is visible because the management of coastal areas is something which is well known as a real issue now, because it is a place where most of the population are living now. And this program has been developed with very different organizations, which are mentioned for some of them on the slides. ARD was represented this morning, and it's the French Research and Development Agency. There are 2 parts of the university in Brest, which are the Academic and Research Center, so EUM and UBO. And there are some companies which are a group of companies. So I shall speak later on about this economic model, which could be of interest also for supporting the development of new technology, operation and maintenance of the observation networks, etc., etc. This group is Littoralis. And the other organization, IFREMER, which is a National Research Center on marine issues, SHARM, which is a geographic service of the marine, and Météo France, which is for meteorology in France. So these are national agencies which participated to these research activities. And you see immediately that the scale is also growing thanks to this agency, which are of national level and exchange and cooperate with similar organizations in Europe and in the world. So it was a chance also to share immediately concerns for coastal management, the complexity of coastal management, the development of the geographic information system to solve the issues of the sustainable development of these areas. And now I switch to this point. So this collective program, research and development program, were motivated by the fact that it was obviously something complex and which had to rely upon research, but also to orient research somewhere to provide a solution to decision makers. So to not only provide data, but provide information system upon the data. And obviously the question of which data can be shared and which data can be accessed was immediately addressed. And the second objective was to benefit from a mutual infrastructure. It was mentioned also this morning already that all that has a cost, obviously. The technology are sometimes expensive. They can't be deployed everywhere along the coast. And of course, sharing and cooperation is a very important issue in order to improve the observation network itself, but also to reduce the cost and the maintenance of the system. So it was another motivation, and the application, in fact, the application which is simple knowledge of the ocean, science, but also the evolution of the littoral areas for its development, for its exploitation, etc. And also for the management of pollution, like oil spills, for instance. It was a concern in Brest, where the traffic in front of Brest is very intense, and there were some shipwrecks which have damaged the coast with major oil spills. Another issue was water quality. It's a basin, and it's an agricultural area. So the pollution of this basin was a real concern for public authorities and for all people exploiting this area, like, for instance, for aquaculture. But also a more long-term question regarding global change and climate change, loss of biodiversity or changes of biodiversity, modification of the coastal and global processes. So the first topic addressed by public authorities was a question regarding the water quality in the Bay of Brest. As I just told you, it was a real issue for everybody due to the fact that there was aquaculture, but it was also a place for many different activities, including tourism. And this loss of quality of the water was a real issue for all the population. So this network was developed under the request and also coordination of the public authorities at local level. And now it's a part of a national network, and this national network is part of a European network, which is responsible for maintaining a permanent surveillance of the quality of the rivers and the coastal areas. So just to illustrate that finally many regions share the same concern of water quality, and sharing also information and cooperation is a way also to accelerate the development of this type of network, to reduce the risk of bad investment, for instance, to select technology, to qualify the data you need to get, and how to present the data, so how to develop this information system, which is a system operated by public authorities. So I mean, it's not only to develop the geographic information systems, it's also to exchange immediately on how to exploit this system to provide the good service to the good user. Public authorities are obviously one of the user communities, and this example is a little bit satisfying somewhere, in the sense that it has taken years and years, but finally it's a tool which is still being developed, improved permanently, but which has responded more or less to the different questions related to the different type of pollution, what were the pollutants, how to monitor these pollutants, how to reduce this pollution. And you know maybe that marine protected areas are also another initiative which is using this type of, well, let's say, cooperation between different type of communities, research, public authorities, and all the users of the ocean. So this is a model which finally has been developed and reused for different purposes, including marine protected areas. Just to illustrate that the complexity of the catchment basin is such that finally it's a requirement to gather different type of competencies, so professional competencies, scientific competencies, in order to define the good information system and to provide the good technology for remote sensing and for simply providing the right data at the right moment, and to be capable to fuse this data to provide the right service for the different communities. And another experience which could be interesting also is the creation of this group of company named Litoralis, which is in fact a group of very specialized companies gathered in one economic model, which is a European interest group. And this is very flexible to respond to the different needs. For instance, at the origin, the first need of public authorities was water quality. But progressively, because also the number of activities at sea is growing, the number of professional competencies and technology is also growing. So Litoralis is a way also to develop the new technology and the new competencies, but to keep this common approach for coastal management. So it's a kind of a platform for public authorities, but also for the user group who would like to develop an observation network and to get information from this observation network. It's also a facility to maintain the system, the operation network, and a facility also to operate in case of lack of capability for public authorities, for instance, in some cases. So very flexible, and also a possibility to not only implement this type of group in one country only, but it's European, so it can be implemented with different agencies in different countries in Europe, but the same type of model could be applied also in other countries. So some discussion in progress also to think about reusing this type of economic model, very flexible, and which can be also a way to have some similar companies, similar approaches in different countries, involving also companies from the countries with which we work, very flexible. I don't speak about the areas of expertise, they are quite obvious, coastal environment, but also the capability to make analysis of the different scenario, risk assessment also, and also to give advice about the exploitation and protection of coastal areas. Legal issues, for instance, are very economic issues are very important, so the socio-economic analyses are also very important, and it's part of the capability of this group. Their field of operation have evolved along the time, and starting from coastal areas, and of course the combination between urban areas and the urban zone, which are polluting also, and agricultural areas have evolved to go now to the offshore. Offshore is in fact the place of growing activity and exploitation, so of course new demand are coming from offshore, like oil exploitation, for instance, but many other domains such as marine renewable energy, so new demands are coming from these places, and Litoralis must evolve and must provide new services and new advice and new competencies. So these slides, in fact, the slides are linked to the evolution of the coastal observation system developed in Brest. It was taken in charge by Rwanda Research Center IFROMER, the National Research Center IFROMER. Based on their research activity, in fact, they work on the very different things like natural hazard, oil spills, environmental monitoring and evolution of the area, but also they work now on marine renewable energy and their impact, and also on the hydrographic and the biochemistry around the islands, for instance. So very, very different topic, which are of interest for different communities. So the question behind was how to organize the information system, how to make, in fact, the research results available for these different communities, and how to reduce, of course, the cost of investment, providing different type of information for the different type of users. So Previmer has been a kind of a pathfinder activity, very interesting and important also for developing what has been presented this morning, Jericho, working also in a strong collaboration with German people. So it's Previmer is a coastal observation and management system, and the goal was effectively to provide a continuous information. So not only a point information, but to have the capability also to develop model and to develop forecast services. You have seen this picture this morning, presented by Gunnar Tietze from Germany. So COSINA, which is a German release of Previmer, or Previmer is a German release of the French release of COSINA, They work together to define, first of all, the technology necessary to provide the different type of data, to provide the different type of services I just mentioned before. And you see that some key technology are represented on this picture. For instance, space technology, essential to go from the coast to the global ocean, and you can't understand the coast without understanding the global ocean. But also some robots, gliders, for instance, and also some coastal radar for the winds, waves, and currents. It has been presented this morning in detail. I should not come back. And buoys. And all that seems to be a patchwork, but it has taken some time to define exactly the component of the network and the integration of these different systems, but also the fusion of the different data provided by these different sensors. So the question this morning, what is the best technology to provide the different data? There is not only one technology, but it's a combination of technology to provide a combination of data, which at the end enable developing the good model of the coast. So the physical model, first of all, but also the evolution on biochemistry, etc., etc. 5 minutes, okay. I would like to complete the presentation made by Gunnar Titze this morning by this slide, where illustrated is what they call LITO 3D. It was managed this time not by the National Research Center IFREMER, but by the Hydrographic Service of the Marine. And it was a trial to provide some maps at the frontier of the land and the sea. And the references are not the same, and the tools are not the same to provide the maps on land and sea. And LITO 3D is a tool still in progress. It's not ended. The story is not ended at all regarding, for instance, the cost. But it has been very interesting experience between the National Geographic Information Agency, IGN, for land, and SHOM for sea. So this is the cooperation between these two agencies from land and sea has been also essential to provide the right information regarding, for instance, the reference and the capability to provide the model for fruits, for instance. I pass through this slide because I have just 5 minutes. It has been presented this morning. But in fact, a key point is that, in fact, the geographic information system obviously is a basis for anything. You can't develop an application without having the information, without classifying the information in some databases and providing also the interface between databases and the users, but also the interconnection between the different databases. And this is a point on which there are very interesting research topics regarding big data and also distributed data model. And on this picture, I think the illustration is quite good regarding the distribution of this information system. They can be distributed at national level, but also at international level. We have to think about that already. So which technology to provide this capability of exchanging data between information systems, first of all. A summary of the technology and in situ instruments, and also the type of data, plus also the capability to provide the forecast based on this data. So I pass very fast on that, very simple and basic. Here it's a picture which has two interests. First of all, the research were carried out taking into account not only the coast of France in the metropole, but also the islands. Oops, sorry. So in fact, for research, for scientists, it was also a very interesting topic to study this different situation, as it is very interesting for scientists also to share experience regarding your coast in the Pacific and in the Atlantic area. And you will see there is a project which is being discussed to share experience between the two sides of the Atlantic, MARCOS. Here is to show the different capability we must provide regarding the precision of the data and the models. And it's very important when you come to the local area to have the very precise modeling capability in order to respond to the local specificities of our coast. We have not the same model for all the coast in Brittany, neither in Mexico, and this is something we have to keep in mind to adapt ourselves. And to go to very high resolution, like 250 meters, is something which is a challenge anyway. These are the different type of user families. In fact, one activity has been to classify the user group, to mobilize the user group, and to study also the economic model of the provisioning of this data. Of course, the solution is not found because Prévimer will be stopped or reused or taken in charge by Hydrographic Service of the Marine. So the question is still open. But working directly with user families is a way to orient the development, the research, and the research themselves, and the development of technology towards a direct response to the different user communities. So it can be public authorities for risk management. It can be also transport, and I have some slides on that. It can be offshore activities. It can be new marine renewable energy. So many, many different user families. And the economic model for this different user family as the rules for sharing the information obviously is not the same. So there is not, I think, only one response regarding sharing of information, etc. But at least the observation network could be shared. A point on satellite technology. There was also a very interesting research topic regarding radar technology. Technology which is useful for transport, for the detection of oil spill, but also for iceberg, for the following of iceberg, and for also the analysis of winds, currents, etc. And it was decided in Brest to invest in this technique because of different reasons regarding research on one hand, but regarding also the applications. They wanted to continue developing this capability in observation system. I mean, human capacities and the network itself. And it was decided to invest. So public authorities invested in this receive station. It's operated by a private company, CLS, but in fact, the mandate is to let this platform for research for free. So it's also part of both the ships. You have a special information system, which is the AES, which is a signal from the ship, but nevertheless, you have to make the observation of the traffic, and you have to gather this information to maintain a vision about the traffic. So there are many commonalities between the question related to observation system for knowing the ocean or exploiting the ocean. And without the information system, the ships should be totally blind. In fact, this is a picture taken during a hurricane in Canada. And it was a trial with a ship company and a research center to develop this information system on board the ships to make it more safer, simply. So there is a working group, international working group, which was launched also in order to develop this type of information system for transport. And now what about cooperation, international cooperation? So many maritime regions share common issues. I started from this status, but I think I illustrated through the application that it was a real fact. And we could have common approaches to define a program, joint program, to work together, because finally the story is just starting. Information systems are not developed totally. And I think that cooperation could be a way to improve also in Europe and in Mexico. This is an example of cooperation developed with Vietnam. We have cooperation with 20 maritime regions, about 20 maritime regions in the world. So I think this is a kind of very interesting network of researchers, of companies and public authorities exchanging all together to try to define the future of this information system. And the last slides are just to give some cooperation ideas. In fact, to join a project which is in progress in discussion with Mexico regarding sharing of experience between Europe, so this project Jericho, and the same coastal ocean observing system to be developed in Mexico. And at the basis, there is one component which is information system, so it could be a very good topic for cooperation. And some ideas about also considering innovation centers such as a Technopole or Innovation Development Agency or something which is in between research centers, companies and public authorities in order to accelerate this process of cooperation. To define joint research and development plan for Mexico, but also for bilateral cooperation and international cooperation. and to work at the same time on capacity building, so education and training to exchange students, but also to offer to professionals the capability to be trained, to define the research axis, and also to not forget the creation of company and job based on what we develop. And you have seen it's an economy in itself. So, thank you.